All right, what is up, guys? It's your boy Sean Flac 2.0 coming at you, recorded and direct, though. Recorded and direct here. Season 6, baby.
Whoop.
Hey.
Season 6. Welcome to season 6 of the Dad's Life podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Sean Flac 2.0. Let's get some introductions via satellite. Who do we got in the studio above me? We got Mr. Krinlee. What's up, Krinlee?
Yeah. Hope everyone's having a good night.
Man, I know I am.
He's about to.
Let's go Catty Corner up here to, I guess this is my left, your right. NjordGod, what is up, NjordGod?
How's it going? Season 6, y'all. Let's
man.
get this.
I know, let's get this. And of course, right here to my right, maybe your left, Sensei Jon. What up, Sensei?
Your right hand man with the master plan. What up, y'all?
Okay. First of all, let me just put the shout out there, guys. 37 full episodes. Let me just throw that out there. So 20 episodes of the actual podcast and 17 episodes of our behind the scenes and after dark specials for our Patreons. So, throw the horns out there. We could, it's an amazing accomplishment. We all kind of said we're going to do 40, but we're already halfway there. How you guys feeling about it? How you guys feeling?
I think I could do another 120. So,
Oh, put it on the table. Put it in the contract.
Krinlee, how you feeling, man? We worked on a couple projects prior to this, but how does it feel to know we're looking at 37 episodes? And honestly, this is broken my personal best when it comes to content creating consistently. So,
I'm getting worried. It's drawing close to an end. We're halfway there. So, of the 40, it don't have to end there. I'm just saying, I wanted to keep going after that too. So
Never stop being dads.
right?
Nah.
We're always going to come with new things that are going to need to be done.
Hey, once
Yep.
a dad, always a dad.
that part. Then Sensei, I know if you guys go back to the first episode of season 4, Sensei was a special guest on the Dad's Life podcast. How you feeling with 37 episodes in?
I love it. I feel like we've built a good group, a good camaraderie. We've had our differences, which makes us stronger. We've had good times. We've had fun times, some serious and sad moments for each other. I believe that all of this information that we've put out someday will be internalized by some people out there on the internet, and we'll be able to change people's lives. So I feel great to answer your question.
Nice.
No, man, that's awesome.
One thing I just want to throw out for those of you guys who may have been coming around later in the game, whatever the case may be, right? Because I know I've thrown this out to a couple people, made them kind of go into YouTube and be like, hey, yeah, follow this, right?
Right.
I want to give a shout out to both Sensei Jon and Sean Flac. They are the producers of this show. They're the ones who are running the content. I know I'm going to speak for myself. I'm just a co-host, right? I don't get involved really of what's going on. I typically tend to just find out what we're talking about the day of, about 10 minutes before. That way, all the things that I have to say, you guys are getting are raw. That's kind of how I like to swing and shoot from the hip, kind of like the turkey guy. But they put a lot of thought and planning into this. So, y'all, thank you for doing this.
You're welcome.
Man, thank you.
I'll
We
stick with that.
appreciate you.
Yeah. Okay.
You too, Krinlee. Krindall.
Yeah. Man, you almost making me cry up in here. And I'm already sweating. I don't need to be sweating from the tear ducts.
We're just gonna say it's sweat.
Okay, all right.
So from the
Give you a
eyelids.
shout out.
Right. All right. With that said, let's go do our shout out. Shadowpack West. Shadowpackwest.com. You have all of our contact information there. Again, guys, available free. You got 20 episodes. This is going to be the 21st episode. You want 17 more episodes. Go ahead and On that splash page, shadowpackwest.com, our Patreon button is there. Head over to Patreon. You can start your patronage today as little as $1 a month to get all that additional content. And I'm going to tell you, there's been some controversial stuff we've talked about in there that is very, very good content. But go ahead and check that out. Again, we all the current patrons, we appreciate your current support. Always thank you. Every little bit counts. So yeah, I mean, that's what I got. Obviously for my first of the show shout out. Krinlee, what do you got?
I don't really have any special shout outs this week. It's been a pretty sick week for me. My head's been in the clouds.
Okay. All right. Well, shout out to that Turtle Power shirt. How about that?
Yeah.
Ninjas in a Half show.
That's the best one right there. That's the best one.
Is that Michelangelo?
It is.
Okay. All right.
You want to know why he's the best?
Why?
Because he's the only one that's still alive.
Wow. Hey, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Okay.
We got a new one coming out, right?
Yeah. Well, that's I think what he's referencing to. If you guys don't know,
Ronan?
Yeah, the last Ronan.
Ronan, yeah.
Yeah, he's the last one alive. So anyway.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man.
Spoiler alert. Njord, what you got for us? Any shout outs for the beginning of the show?
Shout out to us. Shout out to our listeners, right? I'm going to tell you guys right now, I'm going to kind of go a little unbarred this season.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to go a little unbarred this season. I'm kind of taking the gloves off, and we're going to have some fun with more controversial topics. I figure I've given you guys at least 2 seasons to get comfy.
Right.
And buckle up.
Let's do it.
Right. Now, you know, one of our rules with that is we listen not to respond, but to understand, you know. So it's not necessarily controversial, but I mean, that's what we're here for. We're like, I want a different perspective. I want to know what that other side is. So I, in turn, for me anyway, could have a better full understanding of the situations that we live in. So, you know, I'm ready. I'm ready for that. Sensei, what you got for us?
You know, Lord and Savior, Prince of Peace, my God, and whoever God else that y'all believe, you know, he's yours too, but to him and only him. To listeners, to our families that put up with us as dads, our wives, shout out to them.
Wives got to be strong messing with us.
You know, got some strong personalities on here, but yeah. And yeah, let's get it started.
Okay. So we got a bunch of hot topics. We're gonna kind of this is season 6. There was a bunch of topics we're floating around with. We're gonna go with current events though, because there's a lot going on. Go ahead. Njord got his hand up.
So we're not doing what's in our cup this season because I think we've gotten through everybody. Can you not hear me?
Yeah, no. Krinlee is.
He's pointing at me.
We don't. We're not. Are we still doing what's in your cup?
Yeah, I mean we can. If why not?
I was gonna sit here and do. Hey, let's do a piece of useless trivia this season.
We could do that too. Hey, you know what? Live and
like
direct.
I said, I'm throwing stuff in new.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So do we each have to come up with a piece of useless trivia?
We can if we want to. If you guys have something ready. If not, we can at least this episode. I have one already.
Something. I could find something. Okay. You guys good with that? You want to find some piece of useless trivia?
Well, let's ask Krinlee. Krinlee, do you want to do what's in your cup?
I'm good. I'm good either way. Honestly, it don't matter.
I love how you put him on the spot.
He's the only.
I mean,
he's the only one. He's the only one we haven't done, and he drinks the most consistent thing.
No, we did.
There is.
Oh, we haven't done him.
No,
That's
we
right.
haven't done me.
No?
Me or Mr.
Well,
Prince.
well, this is our 3rd season, so together. So
Right.
yes.
Oh yeah. So it's just me and you, Njord, and then we haven't done Krinlee.
I think the reason why is because the other 2 switch their shit up constantly.
That is true.
Except no, Krinlee, you've been consistent here lately, but Sean for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure last season, all but one episode, I think I drank the same thing.
All right. So let's do what's in your cup, and then we'll do trivia.
Yeah. Hey. Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it. Okay.
I like it.
right,
Let's
so that
go.
means Krinlee
Let's
cannot
add.
go. All right, so I'm gonna go first because I usually make Krinlee go first. I'm gonna go first. Okay,
You got some
I'm
water
actually
lilies.
I am actually double fisting tonight. I am not going to work tomorrow, but but I'm still double fisting. Okay, but of course, like you said, it's usually non-alcoholic. I'm probably the most non-alcoholic here, so I'm actually doing our Chi Forest, and
All
this one
right.
is white peach, and that's in one
Those
hand.
cheeks.
I got oh man, okay. And then the second one, I do got another one. This is a lychee fizzy. So I'm gonna be
Okay.
drinking that one
Lychee.
next. Yeah. So 0
Is
calorie.
that raspberry?
Lychee. So
What's it?
it's a fruit.
Okay.
See that? Yeah, it's a fruit.
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
a fruit.
remember the little
Yeah.
gummy?
It
cake
looked kind of
with
like a
little-
raspberry. Well, except for the one in front.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
because
the
that's what
little,
the inside of
um,
them look like.
Filipino,
Right. Right.
Yeah, fruit.
the
Yes.
Filipino
Yeah.
fruit.
Yeah.
No,
lychee.
but it's the ones that you get out the package and you eat it like it's like gelatin.
With the little fruit inside of it.
Sean, you don't know about those?
Well, I'm just saying, like,
Peel the top off.
and then what's
And
it?
you-
What color is it?
It's clear, but it's lychee.
Oh yeah. It's like the gelatin, like a little Jello cup, like almost like a Jello shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, now I can get down on that.
Now currently
You got my attention now. Yeah, yeah.
Hey, it's crazy. I can't unsee it. Every time I see a peach like that, I always think about cheeks.
You know what, Sensei? What's in your cup? Because I want to know. Because you kind of off the chain. right now.
Nah, man. I don't. I've been getting my grown man on a lot. Let the tequila go for a little while. We go. I got some Louis Martini,
This is the stuff you brought home.
Cabernet Sauvignon.
Okay.
You know, no. This is not what I brought. This is and it's a 2020. Can we see that? We got a little age on this one.
Okay.
You can't see it. It's Cabernet Sauvignon,
Okay. Louis Ma in the house.
Louis Martini. Right.
Okay, so we going that way. New York guy, what you got? What's in
Well,
your cup, player?
Poor guy.
Well, I ran out last week, or last episode,
Mhm.
which was last week. So I had to go re-up.
Oh, of course you did. Of course you did.
I've got my Jameson Black Barrel sitting
Black
here.
Barrel.
You know, as
Black
always.
Barrel.
Right.
Cheers,
Okay.
my friends.
Cheers.
What you got to mix with?
Pepsi.
Pepsi. Okay. Yeah.
So I fill it up to about right here with liquor. Oh Lord,
God
that's liquor.
damn.
And then you just
That's liquor.
Yeah, he just the little
Yeah.
twitch.
Yeah. A
a little
splash.
Pepsi. Hey, and then drink the rest, huh?
No, I empty the can. I empty the can.
Okay.
That's a big
Oh.
glass then.
It
It's
is
it's
a
a
big
1-to-1 ratio.
It is a 1-to-1 ratio. Okay, so it's just I have whiskey stones in there. You guys can kind of see them.
Oh yeah, I remember you put those in your cup.
What is a whiskey stone?
You don't know what a whiskey
Man.
stone is?
I gotta get
Oh.
some.
Educate.
What does it do?
Oh
Yeah.
Lord. Okay.
What are
welcome to
yours
my
made out
world.
of?
These are actual stones.
Okay.
Okay. I've got metal bullets as well, and I've got plastic ones that you can freeze. Essentially, what it is, Sensei, is they're objects that are made to put into your drink to keep it cold, like an ice cube, but it
Yeah.
doesn't water down your drink.
Yeah.
So
oh, okay.
ice will
So-
end up watering down your stuff, where these
Right.
won't.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I got my dad some bullets one time.
Yep, I've got the bullets.
Okay.
Those just hurt when they hit your teeth.
Oh, I bet.
Oh.
Yeah, those are decoration use only.
Okay. Okay.
I found that out the hard way.
Right. Good to know, because I'm. Oh, this is so.
Yeah.
My tooth.
Missing a tooth for like a whole
Especially if
season.
you got
huh?
that point coming at you. Ooh.
Oh yeah. If you ain't got the gap like I do, you're screwed.
Oh my god. Okay.
It's there.
All right, let's bring it back. Let's
Gap
bring
for
it back.
days.
Let's bring it back. Okay, so obviously here, just
Hey, you can do a lot with that thing.
So obviously this is our third season together. We're actually going to be doing what's in Mr. Krinlee's cup. So if you want to know what is in Mr. Krinlee's cup, you got to go back to last season. Leave a comment down below, and Njord, if they get it right, what are they going to get?
They're going to get the horns. They're going to get a special individual shout out here live. Well, pre-recorded live on our show, right? And I'll give you the sultry, sexy tones of your.
Maybe we'll go live just for that.
Hey, you know what?
You never know.
I'm actually thinking that I wanted to talk to you all, and I'm going to put it out here. Maybe next season, season 7, we do completely live.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah. We're getting ready for that. I just hit a stream just to kind of test the computer's capability for that. So that'll be fun.
I mean, worst case scenario, I can't do the editing side of things. We'll talk about this later, but
Right.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's what's in your cup, guys. Like you said, if you guys any, Njord is like when it comes to the hard liquor for sure. I didn't know what the hell a whiskey stone was. So, thank you for that education.
Thank
there.
you.
You're welcome.
We got Mr. Grown Man, Sensei Jon over here. You know what I'm saying? Maybe have some questions about his recommendations for some wine.
Yeah.
I'm Mr.
Hey,
Non-Alcoholic.
I turned over a new leaf.
Right. I'm Mr. Designated Driver over here. So if you want some low calorie, trying to keep everything on the rails here, drink suggestions, I'm going to go ahead and let you know. And then again, if you guys want to know what is in Mr. Krinlee's cup, go ahead and check out last season number 6 or season number 5.
Please.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That hopefully that gave everybody time to look up some useless trivia. Who wants to go first? Oh,
Yep.
Hopefully that gave everybody some time to look up some useless trivia. All right, so who wants to go first?
I don't know. Mr. NjordGod.
He was prepared. Let him go first.
My question to you all,
Okay.
do you all know why the guitar was created?
Ooh,
No.
that is for sure. It's not useless because I love the guitar. I don't know why it was created though.
It's a song.
Probably for a
So-
king.
No, actually. So my useless trivia for today, for all you dads out there, the guitar was created because the piano was not portable.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I learned about that in when I went to Italy. They also had a guitar that had the piano on it.
Yeah.
It had piano keys on it. So and that was the reason
that's
why they
called
said they made it.
That's called a keytar.
Okay.
Not a guitar, a guitar. Okay.
But the guitar was actually created because, you had the lute and all of that because the
Right.
piano was not portable.
That's good.
Okay.
It's good knowledge.
All right.
All right.
I got something just real quick.
Go for it.
Michael Keaton was voted the best Batman actor of all time.
I thought that was common knowledge.
It's useless knowledge, right?
No, I thought that was common
can I-
knowledge.
Oh,
What can I do with it?
I had to come up with something quick. That's the first thing that popped in my head. Like,
Hey, it's fine. Hey, but at least we now know we have another segment before we get into things to prepare for next episode.
I mean, I'm just saying, I agree with that. That's true. Michael Keaton's the best one so far.
okay.
Yeah.
All right,
All right.
Krinlee.
Which country was
No, go ahead.
No,
which country was ice cream made in?
Italy
I don't know.
Invented. I'm sorry. Invented in
invented. Okay, where?
China.
China.
China, really?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. It's useless. Who gives a damn?
Okay.
Who really cares? Huh?
Right. Okay. All right. Krinlee, what you got? Some useless
Well,
information.
on his note, fireworks were also invented in China.
No.
Ah.
Oh,
And
Chinese
there-
New Year, huh?
And there we have it. Useless information.
I got one last one
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
to cover your Michael Keaton one. Christopher Reeve. Do we all know who that is?
Yeah.
Okay. He actually
Superman.
is the reason why since Christopher Reeve, there is a new protocol when an individual gets hurt with a horse, they automatically now go to the hospital every time.
Oh wow.
I know that
Any falls?
firsthand. I know that firsthand knowledge. In
Is
an event.
Is that why he didn't Why he got in the shape he did? Because he didn't go immediately to the hospital.
That I don't know. I just know that since Christopher
Right.
Reeve, that's in a sanctioned event, right? Anytime there's an injury involving a horse, it is an instant ambulance ride to the hospital. I've had my clothes cut off because of that.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh, you fell off a horse?
yeah, sexy
So
time, huh?
I did rodeo for some time.
Oh, wow.
And
This
I
is
got
great.
thrown into the sighting and all of that, and I actually cracked 3 ribs. But
Damn.
yeah, they cut one of my like memorabilia wrestling shirts off of me and all that, and I was like,
Oh.
damn it. Yeah, I was not happy.
You know, and I'd have just been in the
Hey.
stands. I can't do no rodeo.
Hey, you know better. You know better than wear some good shit to the rodeo, huh?
Yeah, not anymore.
That's like me wearing some Travis Scott's, to the rodeo. I'm good.
You're right. You're gonna get all sorts of shit on them and everything.
Right?
Okay.
I was gonna say you're gonna get blood all over everything. Oh.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay. So we got an extra segment for you guys. With season 6, some useless trivia. So if you guys got some useless trivia you'd like us to know, go ahead and leave those in the comments as well. We'd love to hear what
Can
you
be
guys
anything.
got. Yeah, anything.
So I'd like to explain real quick why I wanted to do the useless trivia. Okay. Sitting around dinner tables, this, that, and the other, right? Dads are always the ones that has like this
Hey, did you see this?
Rolodex,
Did you know this?
Rolodex of useless trivia, right?
Yeah.
So, shit, if we can't help each other like grow that Rolodex, like, what kind of
Man,
dads are we?
We're not doing our job.
I don't know about useless trivia, but I got a box full of cables over there that I'm never fucking gonna use.
I think we all have one of those. I
Me
actually
too.
just purged that like this past week. I'm like, I don't need this coax, and I don't need this, the red, white, and the yellow. I don't need those.
RCA, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't
Why
need
do
those.
I need-
RCA Jacks.
I don't need this cat 2 anymore.
Oh,
Oof.
geez, right.
And when I say box, I mean the closet that they're in.
Shoot, I had one of the containers you see behind me, that the
Mhm.
black and yellow ones you get from Costco. I just
Costco.
just tossed them all out. Like, okay,
That'd be-
just dump all that.
We
shit.
got a new empty container, honey.
Right.
When was the last time I
you-
opened this?
Right. That's what I'm like. Oh,
Just
shit.
wait. How long ago did you do that?
Like 3 days ago.
Wait, in 1 week you're gonna be like, I need this cable.
Right. I know.
Let's-
Here's the crazy part. Like, I'm gonna take my computer apart soon, and I bet you I'm gonna be like, fuck, I threw that shit out.
I know there was a SATA cable in there somewhere.
Oh, and I got to get rid of my SATA drive too. Like, I'm gonna go full NVMe, solid states.
Ooh.
Nice.
Okay, so let's talk about some current events. Let's talk about what is going on in the world. I know I asked Sensei to kind of bring up some topics. He's going to bring up some stuff. And then we'll kind of see where the
Yeah.
conversation goes from there. Sensei, take it away.
Oh, you know me, I'm a sports guy. I love sports. And if you love sports, drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what your favorite sport is. But we'll have music here. Bum, 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 bum. One of my segments that come on one time, maybe. Okay, so China is leading in the medal race right now for gold. They have 16. We do have 14. Last time I checked, we only had 12, but we're gaining on them. Okay, we do have 24 silver medals, 23 bronze medals, which brings us up to 61. China only has 37. Give us the horns for that, Sean.
Okay, let's hold on. I got
We need some horns. We need some horns, okay?
You didn't hear it,
All right,
but,
so that's
but
the
the
medal.
audience will hear it.
Of course. So today we had some swimming competition. We had a mixed relay. I guess this is some new thing that they're doing, where you have men and women in the relay. We won gold, and I believe we set a new world record, which is probably not that great because
This is the first event.
it's a brand.
Right.
It's a new. Well, they did it the last time, so
Oh, okay.
it's just new. So
Okay.
so today we did the mix 4x100 medley relay. Ryan Crusher won in the men's shot put. He's 6'7", 320-pound guy.
Damn.
He's about 30 years old. He is the 3-time reigning champion at the Olympics, and we took 1 and 2 in that event. What else? This is the spoiler or a bad. Not I say bad, but Sha'Carri Richardson. You guys heard of her? The black girl that was
The fastest
well,
woman
she's
alive.
supposedly she's not today.
Yeah, not I heard.
Not today.
Give us the second best news.
Yeah, we got the Sha'Carri Richardson took the silver medal. So if you don't know, Sha'Carri Richardson was passed over in the Olympics last time because she tested positive for marijuana. So,
okay.
She wasn't able to compete in Tokyo. Yeah, or is it Tokyo? Yeah, Tokyo. I believe.
That was 4 years
Beijing.
ago. I can't remember.
Whatever.
3 days ago. So
yeah. So she was, but this year she came back. You know, she's put in the work. She's clean. And she got beat in her first race this year in the finals by a young woman from St. Lucia. It is St. Lucia's first gold medal that they've ever gotten in the 100 meters. So congratulations to them. We took 2 and 3 in the women's 100 meter. We did another mixed medley relay on the 4x100s. That is one time around the track. So each person has to run one time around. We came in second on that one. The Netherlands took first. Great Britain came in third.
okay.
Let's see. Anything notable? Okay, we took. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if you were done with that, the controversial thing about the female boxer, are you gonna bring that one up?
Okay. Yeah. Well, one more thing. Men, we advanced to the quarterfinals or semifinals, whatever you want to say, in the men's basketball. We are number 1 seed, and we will be taking on our next opponent in here 2 days. In 2 days. So nobody's better than America, baby, when it comes to basketball.
Yeah, I don't know. Basketball, that's hard for anybody else to beat us in.
Yeah. All them superstars. But yes, to answer your question, Sean, there was a woman, I don't know where country she's from. I briefly read the article, but she was accused of being a transgender because she had higher testosterone levels than, I guess, normal women. But they have now debunked anybody saying that she is a man. She is a real woman. They have pictures of her as a
Kid.
young girl.
That was the country was Algeria.
Algeria, thank you. Yeah, the girl was just, I guess she was just blown back about that girl's power, and she threw one punch, and when the other girl quit, I was like, golly. So,
Hey man, everybody has a plan till they get hit in the face. That's what Mike Tyson used to say. So
yeah. Hey,
I mean,
you know, for us to, including me, I thought, that maybe she was. So my apologies to the Algerian woman. Me following the social media stuff, thought the same thing as the other people. And it lets me know I need to do my fact checking as much as I can. I mean, or just wait till the real story comes out. So shout out to her. Hopefully she can continue to dominate, because it looks like she will. And everybody's in trouble because there she's coming to beat your ass.
So I wanted to ask.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you guys. Has the Olympics been a part of like a family tradition at all for any of you guys in the past?
You know what?
Yes.
My dad used to watch it. My dad and I never got into it, honestly. But like my dad, he definitely will watch it. And if he had a favorite sport or not, I don't know. I just remember growing up, it was on anytime the Olympics were on. He was always watching it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My family
That's
did
how
too.
my family was.
And I loved it. I love watching the basketball. I love watching the sprinting, the swimming, diving. It's funny, and I'm in here. Sorry, New York. I know you're ready. Uh, uh, my wife brought that up, and she was like, the Olympics just ain't what they used to be. I feel like it's more of our parents' generation type ordeal that watch it all the time. But I'm like, well, call me them because I love watching it.
All right. New York, what you got?
All right, so a couple things. Okay. First things first. I find it a little funny that first things first, I find it a little funny that Brazil did not win the jiu-jitsu title.
Oh, the event.
France did. Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Why is it funny?
Because it's Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Oh, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't even know jiu-jitsu. I know they did judo, but I didn't see the jiu-jitsu.
Even then, though, I mean, those are fairly
Still.
super similar. That
Okay.
it's
Yeah,
they
the
kind of go
judo.
hand in hand, right?
Yeah, this dude that was 6'8". He's like 6'8". His name is Rainier. He's a black dude from France. He won the super heavyweight.
France actually won the event. Okay.
Yeah.
The next thing is, who would have known that hockey was a Summer Olympics sport?
I mean, curling is an Olympic sport.
No. That's not what I'm getting at. That's not what I'm getting at. Hockey should be a Winter Olympics sport.
Olympic sport.
Yeah.
But aren't they playing hockey in the winter though?
They're playing hockey right now.
No. What I'm saying
No,
is
they don't do both.
The actual like
The Olympic events are
professional
going
league.
on.
No, the
Yeah, that
professional
makes
league
sense.
doesn't.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. Okay.
So
I
that's
got
the
you.
only way in order. Yeah.
I now have a reason to watch the Olympics. Is kind of what I'm getting at. Is because the
Here we
hockey.
go.
Okay.
Here we go.
But ready for the controversy?
Let's go for it. What you got?
Let's get it.
Who watched the opening ceremony?
Oh,
I don't know
didn't
if I
watch all
want
of it, but
I
I
did
heard
not.
it.
I did not.
I didn't, definitely.
So the Olympics, on principle, is supposed to be a neutral place free of politics and religion, of everyone coming together for competitive sake of sports. That's what it's supposed to be. Their opening scene was them making a mockery of the Last Supper with transvestites.
I've heard different
Transgender.
things on that.
It's
I don't know. I didn't see it, so I don't know.
Transgender, obvious transgender individuals.
Yeah.
Okay, like the lead singer was a very famous French singer coming out of a dinner plate with like a blue skin tight onesie with like something like barely draped around him, right? Like literally just a mockery of the Christian faith, completely, right? And it's astounding that was allowed, in my opinion.
Okay. Well, I saw all the posts come up. I didn't understand. I'm like, what the hell? I mean, I didn't watch it. So, okay.
What you're saying is if they were going to be included in this, because we are into inclusiveness, just do some regular shit. You ain't got to make a mockery of what I believe in or anything else. I hear you.
Right. just like there shouldn't be a mockery of Buddhism. There shouldn't be a mockery of any faith whatsoever, right? I'm not just getting pissed off because it's the Christian faith.
No.
All politics and religion should be like ex-nayed from the Olympics. Period.
Okay. So what was like the backlash, or what was like after it got brought out or it was called out on the internet? What was the response, if there was one?
There's been a couple of TV networks that have actually discontinued showing the Olympics because of it. There's been sponsors who have pulled out of the Olympics because of it, and they're pretty much it's not Australian. Sorry, I was looking at the men's hockey
Okay.
outcomes, and Australia was sitting right there. Pretty much the French nation pretty much was like, "Well, we're sorry."
Oh, okay. So after all that stuff happened, they're like, okay, my bad.
Take it that way, sure.
Uh,
I don't think that their response was adequate enough, personally speaking.
Mhm.
Right?
Right.
I think the response should have been, you know what, we are deeply apologetic. This will never happen again. The course of action that we took was horrendous, and you know what I mean. A more heartfelt sorry than hey, we're sorry, but we like the singer. You know, he's a French idol.
Oh.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Well, you
that
know,
was,
when you go over to those other countries, and I don't know if you have been, but you know,
I have
they're
not.
not really
good
big.
Mr. Italy guy over here. No, I'm just
They're
kidding.
not big on. They're not. Hey, if
I'm
they're
just
not
kidding.
big on if they're not big on excuse me, they're definitely not big on apologies. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Right.
They're just like, oh, it's because when I was there was no excuse me, and there was no, if they bumped into you, there was no turning around and say I'm sorry. So if they're like that, I can imagine, you know, how the government or whatever they're under is. It's like, hey, whatever.
Could you
we'll fix it.
imagine? Could you imagine if that happened at? Let's see. The next one is what, 2028
In LA.
It's in LA, yeah.
In
Could
LA.
you-
Ooh,
could you
in California?
Yeah. Could
Yeah.
you imagine?
Yeah.
Ooh, there would be an uproar.
Right. That's kind of what I'm getting at.
Right.
Yeah,
But
but they're not like that. There.
I was just gonna say that, you know what, we're putting a standard that we may potentially have on another country that, you know, their etiquette. May
But
be
it's
completely
the
different.
Olympics.
I know.
It's
It's-
kind of
it's
a
a-
different story, right?
Or it's
Yeah,
supposed
but
to be.
the
right?
host.
It's supposed to be a different story. It's supposed to be held to a much higher standard.
Right.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be an international
Hey, let me
standard.
tell you this. When I watch the tennis, and you see them judges out there in sweatsuits, I was like, oh, who the hell? What happened to their uniforms? Because you know, when you watch tennis and the judges are there to let you know whether the ball is in and out, they're dressed to the nines. They got
Yep.
suit jackets, they got ties, they got everything. These people out there in sweatpants and a t-shirt, all gray. I was like, me and my wife looked at each other like, because we avid tennis watchers. And I'm like, what are they wearing? It just looked like somebody just forgot to order their stuff, or it was wild. I was
Their
like,
uniform got
let's-
lost in the mail.
yeah,
let's-
in
let's look-
transition.
Let's kind of give the history of the Olympics being apolitical, right? Hitler sent contestants to the Olympics. Okay, I mean, just the extent of how apolitical the Olympics is supposed to
Supposed to be, right.
be. Okay, Hitler
Right.
sent people to the Olympics.
Right.
All right,
Yeah, you know,
like
and it's wild to think about that, right? Like there was also that picture of the North Koreans and the South Koreans taking selfies with each other.
Mhm.
You know, signifying unity. I didn't see the
Wow.
whole thing, but it was just like that's a big deal in the Olympics. Even though those
and
are
you
two
know,
countries that
you
are
know those North Koreans are going to get hurt when they get home.
oh yeah, guaranteed. Right.
Right.
So yeah, I mean you're right as far as, you know, being apolitical, religious, and you know.
I wonder if
They're
the North
gonna
Koreans
need-
are
go-
military.
Going to
Oh,
a
good.
pre-recording discussion, those individuals are going to need asylum.
Well,
Asylum.
yes, yes,
Thank you.
from the south.
That's a good segue.
Right.
from what I've heard of the North Koreans, they pretty much all need asylum. But that's never mind.
Well, they can't come here to get it no more.
That's fucked up.
Segueing into
Well-
our next topic.
Okay.
Oh shit!
So what's
Good
what's
job.
our-
Good job, Sensei.
What's our next topic, Sensei? What you got?
Good job. What do you mean?
Actually, this is a Sean Flack
This
topic.
is a Sean Flack.
Yeah, yeah, he's
What
right.
else, what else we got?
Okay.
What else we got? The fact sheet?
Part of our pre-discussion we talked about was immigration, and I don't know if it was most likely an after dark where we talked about immigration. We talked about our different ideas
Yeah.
about immigration, and I'm not gonna divulge any of that. You guys need to go ahead and head up to Patreon and get
It was
that
a
dollar
whole
in there.
episode too.
Yeah, the whole it was like a good hour. And so what I ended up doing was I sent Njord, or I sent our whole chat like a Biden's current immigration policy
From
to,
June.
yeah, from June. Yeah, so it's obviously a couple months old at this point, 2 months old at this point. And
That was before he disappeared.
yeah, I mean, this was
Yeah.
obviously before he knew he was going to be backing out of the race, or maybe it wasn't. Who knows? But there were some immigration policies that we had talked about, or different ideas about immigration. Again, you guys got to check out that After Dark episode for that. But this one, I wanted to know what Njord's opinions were on this Democratic president's immigration policy that he wanted to, pass through. And reading about it more, it was more of a stopgap than it was anything else. According to the article, basically, if what they wanted to implement was if the United States had X amount, and the number they were looking at was 1,500 or less illegal crossings, or if they had more than that.
Hold on. Illegal crossings on average per day.
Hey,
Right.
yeah, it was about 2,500, right?
Is that
Well, no.
Is that total or what we know of? Sorry.
No, so they want
5,000.
so the number was 1,500. They wanted if there were more than 1,500 illegal crossings, they were going to basically suspend asylums, suspend people's ability to ask for an asylum, is what it was.
Right.
And so the current number at the time of the article that was written was 3,700. So there were more than double that number that they want. So if it got below 1,500, they would suspend that and allow people to ask for asylum. But as long as it stayed above 1,500, that they would basically say, you guys can't ask for asylum. We're going to contact you guys differently. We're not going to ask you if you need an asylum. You have to request it. And even then, instead of putting you through the process of asylum, we'd put you through other programs that potentially you may not be qualified for. And also, instead of releasing them into the country while they waited for their hearing, they got sent back to Mexico. As far as all that went, so those were the gist of it. There was more to it as far as like how they were expecting the Mexican government to help out with this, and their part was to basically ship people from our southern border, their northern border, back to countries down south. And then we were either going to detain people, or we were going to basically send them back the other way. And then through reading, so I wanted to know what Njord's thought process was on just that part of the policy. Njord, did you want to share?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Yes.
Yeah, we got
Okay,
you.
I see it. So a couple of things kind of came to mind when I got that, right. First and foremost, asylum has kind of become a joke. The last, I don't know how many years, right? It's been one of those things that they can be coached, right? I mean, we've all heard of the stories of the cartel saying, "Oh, hey, you just say this, and say this, and you're good to go," right? So just claiming that you want asylum, I think, is a joke. I think that we need to, as a country, we need to kind of go back to the whole, you need to have a legitimate fear for your life from either religious or political, what's the word I'm looking for?
Retaliation?
Persecution.
Oh,
Persecution.
Persecution.
Okay. To fear for asylum. Like I said just moments ago, for the segue into this, those individuals from North Korea probably are going to need asylum. Okay. Just because of, we all know what we hear about North Korea. It needs to be that level for me, for someone to get asylum. All right. Going into the other thing is the number of 1,500, right? I kind of did the math. That 1,500 people, so right now it's 3,700 people per day, right? Times 7, that's about 26,000 people a week, a 7-day week, okay? Let's multiply that by 52. That's 1.3 million people per year, okay? That's what we currently, based on the number, what we're averaging right now of illegal individuals coming into our country.
That's what we know of, right? Yeah.
That's what we know
Well,
of.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that in a minute.
It ebbs and flows, right? It definitely
Right.
ebbs and flows. But just based on the numbers that we have right now, that's what I calculated. Now they want to take it down to 1,500 people. Okay, so 1,500 people times 7 is 10,500 people a week. All right, y'all. I'm out in the South. Okay, there's places out in California. There's places everywhere out here that their established cities have populations that are less than 10,000 people. So technically, they're completely fine with an entire city population coming in. I would like to see that number, hey, less than 200 that we know of. Okay, that would sit here and make me feel comfortable. What's 1,500 people per day equal to a year? 546,000. 546,000 people a year.
And this is
Okay.
processing. Like we're talking
Right.
about man hours and court times and flooding our judicial system that that's taking up those resources to process all these people.
So again, let's just throw my number out there, right?
I got
For a week,
72,800.
right, per year. That's tolerable as an economy, as a government, as all of that. That is a tolerable amount of people coming in to where it's not hurting us as bad. Okay. And then the last point that after discussing all of this with Sean, that I started realizing as soon as he sat here and said something about Mexico getting involved and sending them back to Argentina and wherever they're from.
There you go.
Right?
It's wherever
Okay.
they're from.
Right. Mexico getting involved, right? Y'all, Trump did this same exact thing. Trump had this already on the books with the stay in Mexico thing. It's exactly what it was, except he shut the border down. Right? What did President... And so this is something else that I actually want to put out there on the record for everybody to hear. This article was from the New York Times, and I you all saw it in the chat. My very first topic on it was the author said Mr. Biden in this.
Right.
And I want to condemn that author for not holding the respect for the office that President Biden holds. Okay,
Right.
He is President Biden. But on President Biden's very first day, he got rid of the stay in Mexico policy that President Trump held. And then 3 years down the road,
Now he's
essentially
putting
just
it back on.
put it right back on, just under
Yeah.
new words. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, but and then Sean also sat here and said the same exact judge who blocked President Trump from doing it is blocking President Biden from it. Weird.
So
It's the same exact thing. That's why.
yeah, so going further, so I just want to get share you guys what our discussion was. Going further, yes, the same judge that did block Trump's immigration policy, and again, these are stopgaps. What's supposed to happen, and I don't want to put this on any president, it's actually a congressional legislation that needs to change in order to change the actual these are just stopgaps. Like, hey, if you guys aren't going to do nothing, if the the legislation branch is not going to do nothing, then the executive branch will. And it's not law. It's honestly, when you're looking at immigration, that's why I want to throw this out there. You can't just look at the president. You have to
Right.
look at everybody that's in Congress wanting to make change or come to compromise to change the policy on the border. It's not just one person or one, branch of the government that can get this done.
But what I'm saying, that what I was kind of getting at though, is that President Biden should have sat here and be like, okay, we'll leave this in place until we can get our legislative branch
Right.
to do something meaningful permanently, right?
And then I'm just
I
kind
don't
of
think they like it.
yeah, and I was just gonna say, I think going further into the discussion, number one, this was done prior to President Biden knowing he was going to leave the race. So I felt
Right.
like this is something that they had to reestablish going into a reelection year to say we are doing something on immigration. We are doing something at the at the southern border. there's that, and obviously at this point in time, since he's no longer campaigning for reelection, this is a misnomer. It's not going anywhere, because yeah. So
Actually, it might. If I'm being honest with you, it might, because Vice President Kamala Harris, right? Again, respecting the office that she holds, because she's running, she's tied to his
agenda.
administration.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
So I can see this still kind of playing out and being worked towards, due to the fact that she is in the race.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, there's again, with it, I just wanted to know, because we did talk about our different ideas about immigration in that After Dark episode. Again, guys, go check that out. And so this was something that, I was like, oh, well, it came across my feed. We talked about the article being written by anybody is always going to be spun in a certain way. So I actually had to send him the actual White House posting on it, which does a good spin on itself to try to make the
Yep.
policy look better than it's supposed to be.
Can I?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so my thoughts on this one, right? So Sean literally just sent me the article
Fact sheet.
directly from. No, it's an article directly from the White House government page. Okay, and one of the things that they speak about in this is how President Biden has tried numerous times to do a bipartisan bill through Congress, and how this calls out the Republican Party has denied it each time, this, that, and the other, right? And my very first question to Sean, and Sean, you can confirm it, was what else was in this bill?
Right.
What else was in the bill that other individuals did not want to okay? And then the very next thing that I brought out, Sean, you can confirm it again, is there was a bill brought out by a congressman that said that bills need to stand alone on their own merit for each individual topic, right? So hypothetically speaking, right, an immigration bill can't have funds being shipped to Ukraine and or Israel loaded into this.
We get a lot of that.
That'd be
Right,
nice.
That's what people keep voting against on. It's not necessarily the main topic of the bill.
Right.
It's the add-ons
add-on,
that start
yeah.
coming in.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when the White House government page is putting out an article that, Republicans and or Democrats, depending on what political party is holding office at the time, what other add-ons are on these bills that these parties are actually not wanting to vote on, to not let pass? I think that whatever congressman brought out that bill to make it to where that bills were single topics only, they should be praised. And that should get passed through.
And we know that it did not
Quickly.
get passed through.
No, it did not.
Yeah. Yeah, and I thought, just kind of piggybacking on what you said, each bill should stand on its own merit. I guarantee you,
Yeah.
if that was the case, a lot of our foreign policy and foreign spending would be curtailed, because it's like, well, we want this. Well, if you want this, you need to be able to let us do this. And it's like, no, I don't want that. I want good roads.
Right.
I don't want you to send money to Syria.
Because I want a new road in Georgia.
Right. You know, like,
That's part of negotiation, Sean. We know exactly what that means.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
They always want something. You open up that contract. Okay, let me get this and that if y'all want this.
yeah, and you know what?
Yeah.
When it comes, I get that in our situation.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
in,
in
in the
he's like-
in the American situation, they're basically wanting to use our tax dollars that are supposed to be for us,
Yeah.
to help protect us, to keep us safe, to make sure we have good infrastructure for us to use. Even the way they fund education, that's all of our money. Oh, so the way they fund education, that is all of our money. How are you going to sit here and tell us that we want to use our money to make better roads and have clean water and go solar or wind power or whatever for our benefit? If we want that, we also have to let you get money someplace else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Oh, they did that with the checks that we was getting during COVID. Remember those bills that needed to be passed?
Yeah.
Oh, they were sending money everywhere else. They were sending money
Oh yeah.
to one of them
Yeah.
Brazil or one of them for transgender. It had that in the article. I was like, why are we sending money for transgenders in Brazil or somewhere it was a Latin country? But we're just asking for help with the pandemic. I didn't get that.
Yeah.
They were sending money. They were sending money to fund another war in the same thing. Why are we sending money to fund this war? And all we just
Yeah.
need is some help. If you
See,
take
I
all
don't
that
have a
money to help
problem.
us,
Krinlee, go ahead. You've been kind
I was gonna say they did the same thing with Ukraine. Like they had one bill that was about something completely different, but it was like underlying. It was like, but we're sending money to Ukraine.
I want to say that was the
Can't remember.
transportation bill, the transportation infrastructure bill,
weird,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Weird.
and that's why I say, like, and I mean, so many other things, right? I mean, we could talk about, the NRA. The NRA was being investigated for their donors and blah 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 blah, and then Ebola broke out in Africa, and that was all over the news for about a week, and then we came back to the whole NRA thing, and they just passed this thing. Well,
Yep.
we
Right up
can't
under our
tell.
noses.
Yeah, we can't tell you who our donors are because this passed, or even GMOs. Like when GMOs were, if you got GMOs, it got to be labeled. Blah 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 blah. Something else. I think school shootings start happening. That was on the news for however long. We went back to GMOs, and Monsanto just made it illegal for them to label our GMOs in our
Monsanto.
meat. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
Monsanto.
yeah, I mean, people don't know, man. Monsanto made Agent Orange. You know what I'm saying? Back in Vietnam, like they made all that bullshit that they're supposedly supposed to be the gatekeepers of our food.
Yeah. Yeah.
The fuck. But yeah, I mean, and like you said, the whole thing about standalone bills, yeah, need to pass on their own merit.
For me, right? I don't mind the negotiation side of things for domestic issues.
Domestic.
Okay? For
Keyword.
domestic issues.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that, to me, that kind of plays just like a union contract, right? Domestic issues only, right? So hey, Republicans want this, well, Democrats want this. That can go together in a bill as long as it's all domestic. Okay. Anything that starts going international, right, or foreign, those 100% have to be standalone.
Because
Period.
don't they owe us money anyway? There's a lot of
God.
people that owe us money.
And we owe a shit ton of money.
Yeah, we owe a shit ton to China. Here's the other thing too, right? I wouldn't feel bad if, let's say, during a pandemic or during, crisis, during, FEMA incidents and things like that, right? Where other countries, I'm not going to say, but other countries, because there aren't, not every country, I think there's 33 developed countries or something like that in the world. If some of them were like, hey, you guys, the Texas got hit by Hurricane Katrina and all those people lost their lives, we're going to go ahead and send you guys $1 billion to help out with that.
But
right?
they don't.
Or
That's
a
what I'm
care
saying.
package,
Well,
something.
that's what I'm saying, though. Like if it was like a two-way street, like where your allies in name on, but they were like, hey, we're gonna send firefighters, to California from Australia or what other country to help you guys fight your fires because you guys don't have enough people. We're gonna send you money, da da da. Again, a care package, something. Send me a smoke signal. Send me a smoke signal to be like, hey man, we standing with you. And I don't see that. If they do, if other countries support America in those ways, I don't see it. And I wouldn't.
37 developed.
37 developed. Yeah, so I know it was in the 30s. So we don't have to be fucking Captain Save-A-World, all the time.
Right.
These other motherfuckers could, and excuse my French, I guess my non-alcoholic drink is starting to hit me. Right. But if they sent us money, and they sent us aid, and they sent us their best, their,
Okay. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Well, that's why we have NATO, right?
We receive aid. Okay, we receive aid from Japan, Germany, the UK, South Korea, and Israel.
They're all part of NATO, though, right?
No.
No,
Maybe
Japan
not
wouldn't
Japan.
be. Yeah, Japan wouldn't be.
Yeah, maybe
South
not
Korea
Japan.
wouldn't be.
Wouldn't be.
What kind of aid is it though?
So Japan, one of the largest bilateral donors of foreign aid to the U.S., providing assistance for disaster relief efforts and funding for programs addressing global health, education, and economic development.
Well, see, that's why I love That's why I love Japan. I love anime, and I love
Germany.
and I love Japan. How about that?
Provides funding to the U.S. for initiatives related to climate change, renewable energy, and scientific research collaboration.
Thank you, Japan.
I mean,
Land of
all
the
I'm
rising
saying.
sun.
That was Germany.
Oh, that was
mind, I'm not
Germany.
gonna
Okay,
say.
well, let
Okay,
me see.
the UK.
I love Oktoberfest. How
Where's-
about that?
Where's
Yeah.
Hiroshima? Japan?
Aye.
Yeah.
Well,
We
yeah, after
bombed
we
the
bomb-
shit out of them, and
after
now
shit
they're
out-
like, okay, we're your friends.
I wasn't gonna say it.
We're
I
talking
wasn't gonna
about
say it. I was
Germany.
like,
Oh,
they,
yeah.
they just needed an attitude
Both of the first
adjustment.
two.
Oh, Japan.
Both of the first two,
Oh,
we bombed
yeah.
the shit out of, right?
Oh
Like,
my God. Okay, all right. He said they just Krinlee said they needed an attitude adjustment. That's fine.
I mean,
That was it.
Okay. Okay.
if the
Next.
shoe fits.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Um,
But really,
the UK contributes development aid to the U.S. for projects focused on global health, education, and economic growth.
Well, the UK is made up of plenty of countries, right?
Yeah, it just
Okay,
says
there's
the
a-
United
yeah.
Kingdom.
Yeah, so.
well, it's Great Britain mostly.
Mostly, but I mean, there's like
Yeah,
other
mostly.
countries that
Yeah,
are like
yeah.
right there. South Korea offers assistance to the U.S. for programs supporting international development, public health, and technology innovation, and Israel says actually the same exact thing.
Okay, so I just know that from Korea we get Samsung and LG. So you probably have some kind of Samsung. I got a Samsung screen sitting right in front of me right here. So, you know, and Samsung makes all the screens for your iPhones. If you didn't know that. So
Israel.
I just wonder where
Israel
India
was
is at because, like,
right?
you know, they do all the tech support.
But they're not providing like so
Aid,
that tech
yeah.
support is for like individual companies. This is like
aid to
What
the
about
government.
Israel?
foreign aid.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Israel.
in that
Israel's on that
sense,
list, right?
so in that sense, right? I have no problem sending aid to Japan, Germany, United Kingdom, South Korea, and Israel.
Well, we're sending it to Israel. But Sensei didn't
For
hear
sure.
Sensei didn't hear what Israel gave to us. If you could reread that.
It offers assistance
Oh.
to the U.S. for programs supporting international development, public health, technology innovation, as well
Yeah, they do
as
the-
disaster relief.
Yeah, the technology innovation for sure, because they make a bunch of iPhones. They make the iPhones over there.
Okay, so I mean, there you go. I mean, I guess I can't be mad about Israel. I can't be mad about sending money to those countries that
Right.
offer us aid as well. But everybody else, all you other mother suckers out there,
Like, why are we sending money? I mean, I understand. I can understand to an extent Ukraine. Okay. And
Well, there's
the-
a trading.
I
there's
don't.
There's a
I-
trade.
I don't. So.
so we are fighting a proxy war, is what we're doing. Okay. Instead of going full blown Cold War with Russia like we were back in the day.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
And or having nuclear warfare.
Nobody
we are
wants
fighting
that.
a war. We are fighting a war against Putin through the
Through.
Ukraine.
Right.
Okay.
Now those
So
going on
as
the
a
soil, right?
national security mindset, I understand it to an extent.
Okay.
I would rather provide hardware than money.
Which we have. That
Yeah, we
dome
have
thing.
Tons
right?
of old shit.
But
Yeah, the same dome that we gave Israel.
Right. What's it called? The Iron Dome or something
Yep,
like
the
that?
Iron Dome.
Yeah.
we've kind of strayed here, though.
Oh, I mean, not really, because it is what it is.
It's still current events.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
we were talking about immigration, though. I mean,
And then we went.
we're
Then
done.
then we went into foreign policy. So, I mean,
And then he told
Okay,
us who we
okay.
should be thanking.
Right. Yes. As a matter of fact,
Well,
he
no.
did. Right.
In all honesty, Sean brought up, hey, like I don't understand. So actually, what we got into was bills and sending money to people overseas.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what it
And
was.
Sean brought up, hey, I can't. We shouldn't be
Sending
we should only
money.
be sending money to people who are helping us. And I just quickly Googled who's helping us.
Right.
Yeah, and you're right, Krinlee. England, Scotland, Wales, and Great Britain.
Or all the United Kingdom.
And Ireland said, "Fuck Britain"
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
with the IRA.
Right. Okay. So I mean, we're hitting that hour mark. I mean, guys, it's very passionate, very good topics. I mean, honestly, you know. But I do gotta segue because we are the Dad's Life podcast, so we got to bring in some Dad's Life stuff. This is before we end the show, I want to kind of throw this out there. But before we do segue into this episode, again, if you guys any kind of current topics, you want to throw those into the chat. We are not experts, right? Let's just be very clear about that. We're not experts in foreign policy, sports casting, immigration, like politics, like none of that. It's just our perspective. I love hearing everybody's perspective.
Experts of being dads.
We're
Yeah.
just dads.
Right.
We're just dads.
And we're just sharing information. So, you know what I'm saying? Take what we say with a grain of salt. Take what we say. Again, we listen to understand, not to respond. And that's what I love about what the discussions we talk about. Okay, we're gonna get into something quick. I'm pretty sure we're all gonna have the same answer, but there was something that came out, and this is still current, but it does as far as being a parent, as far as I would like to get your dad perspective. So there's an article that came out, and I'm not going to give out the names. I'm pretty sure you guys can figure this out, but there's a gentleman. He was convicted for raping and killing an 8-year-old girl. This was over 15 years ago, and he's up for parole now. And an article I read, he his plan was to do this heinous act and then kill himself. But he ended up not killing himself. So now he's in jail. He's been in jail for, I want to say, the last 15 years. And he's up for parole. And there's, a bunch of folks that are basically, hey, he should be good. He went through all the depression. He went through all the rehab. They went through, all these different things, and he should be let out on parole. And I want to say, because he was a minor at the time. And I want to say, again, I don't want to go into many. I just want to. So this is the situation, right? Should he be let out? Should he served his time? He's went through all his rehab. Should he be eligible for parole?
How old was he?
At the time, I want to say he was 15 at the time. She was 8.
Hell no. He need another 10, 15 years. He need about another 15. How old is he now?
I'm gonna bring it up. So I could, kind of get some notoriety or some credibility.
That actually changes my answer, right? Like, the age changes my answer. If I'm being honest with you.
Okay, let me.
I had one answer until you said he was a minor himself.
Okay, let me see your.
Well, I heard that too, but at the same time, I don't know. So
What the hell is it?
It was on our local news here.
Oh, our local news.
Yeah.
Back in May?
my question's gonna be,
Let me double check.
if they let him go.
Hold on. Let's get all the information.
Well, regardless of the information he finds, my question is, if they let him go and he does it again, who's held responsible? The people that let him go or him?
Here's the one thing that I'm going to say, okay, is that our judicial system has a time frame for paying for your consequences. Okay? This is the time frame he was convicted for. My next question is how long was he sentenced for? How much has he
He's a
served?
minor, so he's a minor, so it wasn't that long. Because even minors who kill people in California, is he in California, Sean?
Let me just make sure I get this. Okay.
But
So
even
Hold
my,
on, info coming out.
yeah, so I'm just gonna read this article. This is in People. All right, 8-year-old California girl was raped and murdered in 2015. Will her killer go free? So it was Adrian Jerry Gonzalez, is from People. Was 15 when he lured.
Four.
Say that again. Oh,
Four.
so
4.
Adrian Jerry Gonzalez was 15 when he lured 8-year-old Madison Maddie Middleton into his parents' apartment and then killed her in 2015. So the
That's
20,
9 years.
so a 24-year-old California man who raped and murdered a young girl when he was 15. So he's been in jail for 9 years. Let's see here. Appeared in court, probable cause hearing that began. I think that paywall just popped up. Let's see. Because he was convicted in juvenile court, a California law states that he could be eligible for release on parole when he turns 25 in October, the outlet reports. The authorities say that Gonzalez lured the 8-year-old Maddie into his parents' apartment where he murdered her and then tossed her body in a trash container in a Santa Cruz. So this is a Santa Cruz apartment complex in 2015. I don't want to go into all the details of it, but that's
Yeah.
the situation.
I just want to know how long he was sentenced.
His total
Amen.
sentence. Let me see here if it says it. Da 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 da. Adult. It says pleaded guilty to all. He pleaded guilty to all the charges in juvenile court and was subsequently sentenced to a maximum term, which is until the effect of when he changed 25. So the maximum term, because it was in juvenile court, was the
10 years.
10 years.
He has essentially served his maximum sentence.
Yeah.
Okay.
You would have, October.
Yeah.
My opinion, and I know I'm probably going to have the one opinion that actually kind of differs from you all. Okay. Because he was a juvenile at 15. I don't know if y'all remember being 15, but dude, our mind was all over the damn place, right? I never went that route. Don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm getting at,
let's clear
okay?
that up because I wasn't that crazy.
Right.
Hell
But-
no.
But what I'm getting at is our minds don't finish developing until we actually turn 25. That's a scientific fact. Okay, so first things first, he has served his entire sentence. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that he was condemned to, right? He's now an adult. He's gone. If he's gone through all of that, then yes, he served his time. Per the courts, per our judicial system, he served his time. It's time to let him out. Now, with that being said, if this individual was a grown man, an adult that did this, I have a completely different answer. I believe pedophiles shouldn't even get their time in jail. Personally speaking. Those that have been caught red-handed or have actual factual evidence against them, I think we should pay for a bullet, and that's it.
He said, "Pay for the bullet." Okay.
I mean, I would gladly pay the power bill on it, but I agree.
Nope, the bullet. I don't want electricity costs a whole hell of a lot more than a 22 or a 9. Okay,
Right.
I don't
Just be
disagree
done
with
with it.
that, but
Yeah, I you know what? I'm sorry. Dude gotta serve life. I will say the things that weren't in this one in the People article that I read when it was on our local news, little app or whatever was that. So the things that I didn't see in this People article that were in the original article I read was that they did his rehab based upon like his depression and his mental state, but they didn't do any of the rehab for the actual action of the rape of and the killing of the girl is what their thing was.
he was sentenced to 10 years.
Right, the maximum, yeah. So
He was sentenced to 10 years. He
Right.
served his time per our judicial system.
Right.
Okay, we can't.
okay.
Per that, he was sentenced to that. I can't.
I
I
mean-
can't like overcome that. And to kind of combat your serving time, the taxpayer, I don't want to pay for that bullshit. Personally
Okay.
speaking, I don't.
Right.
Kill the motherfucker. I said it. I don't care. I have
Before
a
you
daughter.
pay
You all
another
have
nickel, huh?
you all have a daughter. I'd rather pay the dollar it costs for that round to enter that dude's head dead. Okay? Than pay for his 3 meals a
Another-
day and his housing, his electricity, his
Okay.
water, his yard time. I don't want to pay for that.
Right.
Well, let me ask you this. Would you say the same thing about he did his time if he came out and did it again?
Well,
Does it
so
again, shoot him.
well,
Well,
he's an
yeah,
adult
yeah,
now.
but-
He's an
Yeah.
adult now. Again, the
But-
only reason my answer changed is because the dude was 15.
Okay.
I got you. I mean, going back to what... go ahead, Krinlee. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, my thing is kind of like, what does the judge who had a say over this sentencing, does he feel comfortable with this guy hanging out with? Well, I mean, I get what you're saying.
Right. Because remember,
I
It
get that
doesn't
you
matter.
justice is
I get
supposed to be
that, but
blind,
Sentenced him
right?
to the
Justice is supposed to be
maximum.
blind.
The judge sentenced him to the maximum he could. So it's not in the judge's hands.
Right.
That's what I'm getting at.
no,
But
no.
he also has to go up. I mean, there's a board, so it's
Yeah, it's a
not
parole
just-
board. Yeah, it's a parole board that
Yeah,
you
so
know.
he has to get through that first. So we'll see.
Right. So I that's what I want
I
to
mean,
bring up. I mean, it's still current news. I mean, me as not. Go ahead, Sensei. Finish your thought.
And the last thing, well, I mean, in California, with minors, we even have lenient rules about minors who kill people. They get out. You know, there was a rapper from New York. What was his name? Damn, I can't remember his name. He always he was very famous. Basically, 2 or 3 gang members from L.A. came into his house, didn't know he was there, shot him. You know, they were all minors, and they're all getting out, or they're all actually out. This was back in 20. When did he get shot? 2018 or 2019, and they're out because they were minors.
Gang affiliation should have a different charge on it as well, added into that, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know what? This is California.
But what I'm
this is
getting
the
at,
Wild
though,
West.
is the gang
His name is Pop
affiliation?
Smoke.
You don't when you go into prison, the gang affiliation doesn't go away. In fact, it actually strengthens.
Enhances.
Right?
Possible, hopefully, for you. I mean, for the individual.
Okay.
Right.
But what I'm getting at, so there should be an extra charge with the gang affiliation in a murder like that for a minor, because when they go in, that's just gonna enhance, and when they come out, they're still gonna be
Right.
part of that gang.
Right. Okay. Well, like I said, so just as a parent, me personally, I mean, my man got to get buried under the prison. I mean, monetarily, I get what you're saying. I mean, but if somebody was to take my baby, I don't know.
Exactly. I feel the same way.
Yeah, if somebody gonna
And
take
then
my
what if
baby,
he come and take somebody else's baby while he's out?
right? And there isn't. They don't just let him free. Like they got to go through transitional housing, therapy. There's other things that have to happen before he's free.
They go
and
on a
clear.
monitor. They go on an ankle monitor for a time, and the
Yeah.
reason why I know this is because my grandfather actually owns an ankle monitoring system for the judicial system up in Washington State,
Okay.
and I've actually been to many felons' houses changing out their
Oh.
ankle bracelet.
Wow.
With that thing on your hip, huh?
No, on their ankle.
No, I'm saying with your thing on your hip.
I was too young,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Eh,
So okay. I mean, so that was just a thing. Want to bring it back to dad life and parents. I can only imagine. First of all, my thoughts, prayers go to that family. They have to go through. They have to relive
Family,
this.
yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
10
saying.
Yeah.
years later.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
Come
what
on
I'm
now.
saying? Thoughts and prayers out to them. And as a dad, man, he gotta be under the prison, in my opinion.
You gotta lay down and get down.
Right. So, that's all we got. Unless you guys got anything
Right.
extra. I mean, that is
On to
Extra goes into
show.
After Dark.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
Let's
do a
go,
quick. We're gonna do a quick after dark. I mean, we're already hitting. We're beyond our limit, but it is the first episode of season 6, so we want to kind of hit you kind of hard, pretty fast. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah. I mean, that's all I got. You guys got anything else before
All
we
I
hit this
got.
after dark?
Well, sir.
No.
Okay. Well, like I said, we want to say thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Dad's Life Podcast. Join us on the Patreon page. Again, you can start your Patreon as little as $1 a month. You can head over to shadowpackerwest.com on our splash page. You'll see a link right there to our Patreon. You want to get more content with our After Dark, come and join us. Come talk a little bit more. And hopefully we'll see you next week where you can get your Dad
Dad
Life.
Dad live.
Dad
Dad
vibes.
Dad vice.
All right.
Damn,
That was the
Peace out,
closest.
guys.
That was the closest.
Mess it up, man.
We'll never get it right.
Guys.